Hello, I'm Sheen Ansari. This is the Che 495 trailer video. My project was the deployment of the MathData project. So what is the MathData project? Let's take a closer look. The deployment of MathData, a proposed standard for representing mathematical data, has the potential to greatly improve the way in which mathematical data is created, processed, and visualized. MathData is designed to be flexible, capable of representing a wide range of mathematical concepts and structures, and includes tools for visualizing and analyzing data. The MathData project faced compatibility issues with the versions of Python and Flask used, and relied heavily on various libraries and frameworks. To overcome these challenges, various techniques and tools were used to troubleshoot and fix the version errors individually. The outdated libraries and frameworks were also updated to the latest versions. By resolving these errors, the project was able to run successfully locally and be prepared for deployment. Preparation of the deployment environment. Deploying a web application can involve a number of different tools and technologies, depending on the specific requirements of the project and the infrastructure of the target environment. Some of the most commonly used tools for deploying web applications include version control systems, VCS, Git, SVN, Mercurial. They are used to track and manage changes to the application's codebase and make it easy to collaborate with other developers. Containerization tools, Docker, Kubernetes, ECS. They allow developers to package and deploy applications in a self-sufficient and portable manner. Cloud platforms, AWS, GCP, Azure. They provide a variety of services to help deploy and run applications in the cloud, including virtual machines, storage, and load balancing. AWS, Amazon Web Services, is a collection of remote computing services, also called web services, that make up a cloud computing platform, offered by Amazon.com. EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud, is a service within AWS that allows users to rent virtual machines, VMs, on which they can run their own applications. In the context of the MathData project, I have used EC2 to deploy the project on a virtual machine. To do this, I have first created an EC2 instance and then connected to it via SSH. Next, I would have installed all the necessary dependencies and configurations on the instance, including the appropriate version of Python and Flask. Then I would have uploaded the MathData project files to the instance and run the necessary commands to start the application. AWS also has a service called Elastic Container Service, ECS, which is a highly scalable, high-performance container orchestration service that supports Docker containers and allows you to easily run and scale containerized applications using EC2 instances or AWS Fargate. I could have used ECS as an alternative to EC2 to deploy the MathData project in a containerized environment. In both cases, I have made necessary configurations to the security groups and networking settings to allow access to the application from the internet to deploy an application using Docker Compose on an EC2 instance. The following steps I did: installed a Linux distribution such as Ubuntu on the EC2 instance, installed Docker and Docker Compose on the EC2 instance, created a Docker Figure 1.5 Docker Compose scheme. 5 Compose file for your application. This file should contain the configuration for the application's containers, dependencies and network settings. Use the Docker Compose file to create and start the application's containers. Open the necessary ports in the EC2 security group settings to allow access to the application. Once these steps have been completed, the application were up and run on the EC2 instance. I recently purchased a domain from GoDaddy and set it up to be accessed by an IP address using root 53 and DNS/NS settings. I created a new hosted zone in root 53 for my domain and added A records to map the domain name to an IP address. I also set up NS and SOA records for my domain, and updated the name servers in GoDaddy to point to root 53. This allows users to access my application using the domain name, and also allows for load balancing, failover, and geolocation routing for high availability and performance for users worldwide.